Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome to the review, my review of Tales of Beseria. Okay, so let's turn off the sounds, the copyright. So that's one of the things that you need to take note about for this game. So I can't load my platinum file because if there's seems to be an error with the save data. So anyway, I'm glad I platinum it. I'm done with it. So I'm gonna sell this game, get my money back. So I got almost like 200 hours almost 30 hours of play time. So worth your money for how much it costs these days, like maybe $10. It's a really good game. Combat is good, but it's held back by artificial difficulty. So the moment you tweak one of these, the difficulty is artificial one shot. Suddenly difficulty spikes. Everybody gets one shot, and then you have if you have on higher difficulties, if enemies get a sudden difficulty spike, or even in higher difficulties, depending on the enemies, the enemy cannot be stunned, and you will be stunned all day, and then you just die with one hit, two hits, and you just die. Everybody just dies. AI is stupid, so it's a numbers game, so it's artificial. It's artificial if it's just a numbers difficulty with no way of defending your self. So maybe you have to be ultra instinct and parry everything, but difficulty is bad in this game. I think this stereo is more enjoyable. Difficulty should be balanced. What's the point? Uh, uh, my Velvet is already +9 and a lot of pluses. Level 200 and the best equipment in my clear game, platinum save, but just moderate. But just normal difficulty, we just get slapped. So what's the point? And then everything, all your combos stop as soon as the difficulty increases. As soon as you encounter a difficult boss, the the combo stop. So there's a boss here here in the end game dungeon. So I think I unlocked the the secret boss or something. The upgrade probably after clearing the EX uh, dungeon. So I think the boss improved, a changed form, whatever, or harder difficulty form, or whatever. I'm not sure if I increased the difficulty when I fought it again, but it was just like almost an hour, just battle of attrition, just waiting for it to end. It's just one. You just stuck with 1, 2 stars TP. So it felt yeah the TP, the stars. And then the blast gauge, so it's TP consumes souls. So it's souls in this game. So souls, the diamond icon in the combat souls. So it's one stuck with 1 or 2 souls. And then if you have one, yeah, if you only have 1 or 2 souls, most likely your attacks will get deflected. I think less than 1 soul and 1 soul or less. It's just annoying. What's the point of an awesome combat system? If you're not gonna enjoy it at higher difficulty. So unlike in Devil May Cry, even though you will get one shot, but you can move freely and you can do all your combos without those limitations, artificial limitations, artificial difficulty. So what's the point? So if that wasn't the case, I would have probably tried chaos for higher difficulty third playthrough, but it's uh, not cool. So story, not that great. The typical Tales story, but uh, I enjoyed some of the story of the other Tales, but this one, no. It's just it's just unique. You're the god of the demons, whatever destruction, and then you eat your oops spoiler. Anyway, it's old game, and then you eat your brother, and then in the end you end up eating each other, so saving the world. So um, Yeah, it's connected as well to this area, but they're saying that this was a better game, but the combat was better with this. I enjoyed the combat more with this year better compared to this just auto all day. Unless it's the boss fight, but I want to go manual, chaos difficulty, but this is not just enjoyable here. So that's why I bought Hysteria again. It's a different region. I think I want to platinum Hysteria again. That's how good that game is. And then I bought Hysteria digitally on PlayStation. So people just complain about the camera, but Hysteria. But I have no complaints about camera Hysteria. Typical for games like this, but yeah, camera is better here. But those are just camera stuff. For me, there's minor complaints, not game breaking. I only have a few issues with the camera, just with the really tight lenses, but not what uh, people complain. So the combat is great, but useless in higher difficulties. This year I enjoyed more the armorization. Yeah, but both are different games. So about this game, so you have other stuff to do, expeditions, collect cuts, spirits, the map. So I saw a review a while ago. As a girl saying that there's nothing to do with the open world map. Though, well, there's a lot to do with collecting cats, spirits, chests, and cats boxes, and then picking up items. There's a lot to do now. There's a lot to do. So you complain now. There's a lot to do. There's a lot of chores to do, especially if you're going with the platinum. So it's boring collecting cat spirits, but it is what it is. So there's a lot of mini games as well in this game, and customization. I think there's a lot of paid DLC, but but that's just it. For me, think, platinum should be like 70 to 100, like a rise. But this had to almost go almost 200. Unless you wanna start with spoilers at the start, so you wanna say like 50 hours. But yeah, there's cooking. Not much use of it. Library stats stuff. And then compendium, the standard items. Then the herbs to increase your stats. And then this is a loot collector game. So like Diablo, your inventory will get full and it'll go back again and then teleport back to town and sell items for 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, whatever, and then go back to your to the end game or whatever dungeon, PX dungeon, and then it's like maybe a 2 to 3 minute ride with the hoverboard. Mm, Bosses were not interesting here. Well, I just enjoyed this stereo more. Uh, Velvet is fine, but I don't like her that much. Also, the spells here, I like the spells here. I like with Hysteria. So yeah, so I think I want to do the platinum Hysteria again, but I got a lot of applications. So I don't think that's possible. Just add it to my library, my second copy of Hysteria. But at least I finally platinum this game for after like maybe 4 or 5 years in my backlog. It's worth it. It's worth it. If you're just fine with simple or normal difficulty, so you won't. Uh, Probably it's chaos is doable, but you have to farm everything. But it's a nerd's I guess paradise if you want to get stronger and farm stuff, grind all day. don't have a life. I think clearing chaos maybe will take you like up to 500 hours. So yeah, that's worth your money, your time. Go for it. I don't really like the characters as well. No, I don't have any attachment to the characters. I like with Beseria. Or it's me. Is it just me just getting old? So I play this in remote play. This game is better on remote play for some reason. Probably because of the resolution, screen resolution. But on the PS5, at least it loads faster. These graphics are beautiful. PS3 graphics, not the PS2, I guess, but PS3 graphics. But I'm glad that they stopped using these kinds of graphics with our eyes. It's the next gen right now. But anyway, games are regressing with these kinds of graphics these days. It's what it is. There's a lot of depth in the combat. You can switch out enemy characters on the fly, but you need blast gauge. But if you current active party members, you can switch freely. So, but the problem is you can't switch out dead characters if you don't have a blast gauge. What the F's with that? So there's a lot of other mechanics, cool mechanics. There's a lot of other cool mechanics like dire encounters and dangerous encounters. Dire encounters. You try to gather 2 or 3 enemies, and then there's a black aura around them, and then it's a gauntlet of enemies just jumping in, and then on higher difficulties, there's a chance that you will get invaded by some rare boss, get some rare drops. Yeah, I just didn't like this game that much. I mean, I'm that attached to this game to the characters of the world or the story. Combat just could have been better if I could go go all out on higher difficulties, but I can't. Got the limitations. You have to know the combat system in and out. There's nothing to know in and out if it's an artificial difficulty game, just one shot. And then you just give the players 1 or 2 souls. So how can you get souls when you can't stun and kill enemies quickly? So you can't do anything. So maybe you need to parry all the set. So that's it. So character designs are okay. They're not that great. Velvet is, I guess, you could call that a unique design, I guess. But the regular outfit. But I don't like Maggie a lot. I'm so annoyed by her uh, mystic art thing, the first one. But at least it's over. Aizen I like, but there's a lot of conditions. The enemy needs to be stunned before you can use their blast attack. There's a lot of it's kind of useless. Aizen useless with boss, useless with boss. Counter. There's just a lot of useless characters here. With the, with their blasts are useless, and most of these characters are just good when fighting fathers, weaker, lower class Saiyan enemies. Yeah, but overall, it's still a good buy if you want. If you're a Tales fan, it's a decent addition, but for Platinum, these old games, I'm getting old, and old games, Platinum take about 200 hours if you don't do a spoiler guide. But yeah, so that's it. Transit. I think I also want to add, I will put on the description. So for my score out of 10, it would have been higher, but 7 out of 10, combat's good. There's a lot of things to do, the distractions, hunts, minigames, collectibles. 7 out of 10. Could have been higher if the difficulty wasn't artificial, but that's for the hard core. I guess I don't want to be a hardcore anymore. I don't want to be too hardcore. So maybe I'll sell my Devil May Cry games collection. I don't have time for them anymore. I just want to enjoy games these days with a decent amount of difficulty. You know, even though like Elden Ring, I platinum it. Even though the difficulty is artificial as well, but there's a way to overcome that difficulty with a little bit of skill and luck and a lot of retries. But this game, you know, you're done, your game over, and you can't move. You're stuck with two souls, one soul. So you're stuck with two souls, one soul. So and I still rate it higher as 7 out of 10 because it's quite good. It's quite good. But you know, I think the way they design difficulty in this game is not great. You know, like Nightmare in Diablo, Nightmare Hell difficulty. Sure, it's difficult, but with some grinding and skill, you can overcome it. Compared to this, it's just artificial. Probably a lot of skill in grinding, but how's that? 500 to 1,000 hours um, uh, grinding that you're not enjoying. But basically, if you're not enjoying the game, so uh, this is my own experience and bias. So I'm not just enjoying the game that much. So I'm not gonna enjoy the higher difficulties, or I just have priorities. Just 200 hours is just the max for me for one game. Uh, when, you know how much I like a game, you know. Uh, I don't want to be like playing it the rest of my life unless it's like an online service. But anyway, that's just me getting old, so that's it. So worth it. Add to your collection to library one if you love collecting. And if you want to experience this battle system, you know, there's like some results that remind me of Legend of Gaia, but you know, we're growing old, and you know, at least it's fun to play some old style JRPGs every night. Old style JRPGs every now and then, just here and there. Thanks.